Hello everyone, Joshua Myers here. We are finally done with the Terminator franchise. At least until my brother gets Terminator Dark Fate on DVD. But since I realized that's going to be a while, I decided to do my ranking video of the whole Terminator franchise from worst to best. Now, because again, it's probably going to be a while till my brother gets a DVD for Dark Fate, so... and then I'll have to review Dark Fate, and then add that to the list for ranking. So, when that happens, especially after I post my review of Terminator Dark Fate, I will do an updated ranking for this series. With all this said, let's get into my ranking. Coming in the worst list for me is Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines from 2003. Like, I mean, I will admit there were some like good stuff in it. Arnold Schwarzenegger was still the best thing about it, but even I gotta admit, that film did kind of I don't know what it was. It just seemed like Arnold wasn't into it this time. He looked like he did not want to be there. Actually, throughout the movie, it's like he has the look of what the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing on the set? Seriously, it just really seemed like that throughout most of the movie. So yeah, I knew something was off with that. Also, the action isn't that good, especially because of the fact the CGI they use in this is not good. It is very noticeable. And it's not good looking at all. It has not aged well. In fact, I don't think it was ever going to age well at all from even when it came out. So, yeah. And knowing that the TX or the Terminatrix, I didn't really care for. I felt even though I didn't care for Robert Patrick or whatever the hell his name is as the T-1000 T2, even though I felt like he didn't look intimidating really, when I saw the Terminatrix and Terminator 3, I was like, I think I owe somebody an apology, because this this Terminator is even more unintimidating. Seriously, and knowing that, it's what else was there to this new Terminator? It's the fact that it's a woman? Okay, a female Terminator. But they don't make this Terminator interesting at all. Zero. It's and knowing that they over-sexualize the Terminatrix or the TX in it. They really do. And I'm there were some scenes I was like, do we really need to sexualize an android? Do we really need to do that? And I felt like it was degrading. Also, the actor who played John Connor in this, I thought was okay, but serviceable, but that's most I could say. I completely forgot about his side character, his future wife. I even forgot her name. So, she was pretty forgettable in it. And just there were certain plot conveniences. For example, they decided to have Sarah Connor die due to leukemia. And I feel like that's probably because of the fact that they, couldn't get Linda Hamilton back. So they decided to write that in. And knowing that, just everything about Terminator 3 just screams unnecessary sequel. Even though there were some, good things about it, very few good, some very good things about it, they were few and far between. So yeah, and that's why I put this film at the worst, and that's why I consider this film the worst of them all. Even the music is completely forgettable too, and coming in at number 4, for me, it's Terminator Genisys. Honestly, for me, I thought it was a little bit better than Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. It had better effects. It had actually some like quite a bit of humor throughout the movie, and it was funny. And of course, Arnold Schwarzenegger was the best part of the movie. I think it was a little bit more memorable of a movie than Terminator 3. And the main Terminator in this, I felt like was much better than... And I thought John Connor, as like being made into this Terminator, was a much better antagonist than the TX or the Terminatrix from Terminator 3. But this film still had a lot of problems when it comes to certain stuff, so that is why I'm putting Terminator Genisys at the number 4 spot. It's still one of the worst films in the series, but I consider it a bit better than Terminator 3. Coming in at number 3 is Terminator Salvation. Now, actually, we were not expecting this me and my brother were not expecting anything good to come out of Terminator Salvation, especially because Terminator 3 sucked a big one. But honestly, we were genuinely surprised by it. Actually, we really liked it. It was different from any Terminator films out there, really. It really didn't focus on, machines sent back to either try to kill John Connor or kill Sarah Connor, or trying to protect them. It actually focused on, the war in the future. We get to see how, John Connor met Kyle Reese and everything. So it's kind of sort of a prequel. I don't know, that's still a bit confusing. But, and honestly, the action was much better than in the previous 2 movies I mentioned. The effects were better. Just the cinematography and lighting were much better too. The acting, I think, was better. Just overall, I felt like Terminator Salvation was a much better movie. Even the music was much better, composed by Danny Elfman. So... And it's honestly a film I could see myself rewatching over Terminator 3 and Terminator Genisys. Coming in at number 2 in the list is The Terminator, the original Terminator movie from 1984. Honestly, for me, this still holds up. Not as much as my number 1, but honestly, it's pretty good. I mean, it introduced everything that makes the Terminator series so great, especially Arnold Schwarzenegger as the T-800, or the Terminator, or whatever you want to call him. And, he really made this role, actually. And, throughout the movie, honestly, he was so intimidating that actually, I was like, you know what? With how he's portraying his role in that, I honestly think he would have made a damn good Myers, actually. I really do. I think he would have made a damn good Michael Myers, so... And I'm like, how come didn't anybody try to do that? Like, any of the Halloween people tried to get Arnold Schwarzenegger as Michael Myers, so... In fact, I think he probably would have been better than some of the actors later in the franchise, but... also, Linda Hamilton, I think this was her first role, and she was really good in it. Also, just the action was really good, the music, the dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. And I think James Cameron, for I think what might have been his first movie, he did a damn good job for his first movie. So, and that's why, and no, and this movie is a classic. Like everybody knows about The Terminator, the original one. And knowing that the plot's simple, it's easy to follow, and I really like everything about this movie. I did have some nitpicks about it, but other than that, that was it. And coming in at number 1, the best Terminator movie, in my humble opinion, is Terminator 2: Judgment Day. Honestly for me, Terminator 2 practically took everything that was good about the first Terminator and improved upon it, and added more good things about it. I thought Linda Hamilton and Sarah Connor was even better in Terminator 2. They throw in John Connor, her son, portrayed by Edward Furlong, which so far I think Edward Furlong is the best actor to have portrayed John Connor. Also, we get Arnold Schwarzenegger as the T-800 again. And, like, I thought he was really good as a antagonist and this villainous type presence, you know? Like this force in nature presence. But in Terminator 2, they did it to where now he's actually one of the protagonists, actually, trying to protect John Connor and Sarah Connor. And, like, he really was good in this. Like, I think he does well being an antagonist and a protagonist. Like, he does those two things really well. And I really like the stuff, you know, the bonding between John Connor and the T-800. Like, that stuff was really good. And just the action was so much better. I also did like the villain, the T-1000. But I will say I didn't like just the appearance of the T-1000 when it's like a human in it. But I did like everything else about it. The liquid metal effects, like, they tried to do that again in Terminator Genesis, but, like, the effects they did for the T-1000 in Terminator Genesis did not compare to the effects they did for the T-1000 in Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Like, the effects in this movie still hold up, and this movie came out in 1991 or 1992, mind you. And they still hold up. And honestly, I think overall Terminator 2 is a perfect movie. I really do. Like, I would consider it one of my personal favorite movies I've ever seen. So there you have it, folks. So there you have it, guys. My current ranking for the Terminator franchise, from worst to best, starting with The Terminator through Terminator Genesis. And honestly, this has been a lot of fun. I've had some lows, some highs with this franchise. And even though I'm not going to go see Terminator Dark Fate in the theater, I will say I am really looking forward to me and my brother checking out Terminator Dark Fate on DVD so that I could review that and update this ranking video, and update my ranking. So, and honestly, until that happens, I am going to miss this franchise. Like, I would say, honestly, I would consider myself a fan of this franchise now. My brother even said he would consider himself a fan too. This is a damn good franchise, even though there's some hiccups in this franchise, but overall it's a damn good one. It's a classic franchise, which is why it's still being made today. I know, and no matter how shitty these movies get, the best thing about each and every one of these movies is Arnold Schwarzenegger as the T-800. That I don't think is ever going to get ruined. At least I hope not. So that's it for this Terminator franchise series, including my franchise reviews and my ranking video that I just did. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back.